Hi, this video is the last video in a series of 4 videos in which we learn how to use the table for the standard normal random variable. Here specifically we will learn how to find probability of a z between two numbers. Everything comes from this fact that, well, okay, so if you're looking for probability of z between a and b, this means what? This means that we are trying to find the area under the graph of this thing from a to b. Yes, so this region from a to b. But we can do something with that which will help us to deal with this equality, this area. We can see that this is the same area as we first find the area of the under the graph of this function up to the upper bound, and then subtract from there this small piece. Yes, so this means that this piece is that we are trying to find probability of z less than b, which is very nice, minus probability of z less than a. Well, if a and b are positive numbers, we actually can find this from the table and we are done. If they're negative numbers, then we have to do what we learned in the third video to turn it to some values from the table. But in general, it doesn't matter if a is positive or negative, b is positive, negative. This is the formula we would use. Actually, this is true always for all continuous random variables. And a comment here is that, well, you can put equalities. You can have this less than or this less than equal. Both of them doesn't matter because z is continuous random variable, and those will give you the same values. Let's do some examples here. So example, find the given probabilities. So I have a couple of examples here. Probability of z bigger than equal to 0.14 less than 2.9. The second one is a probability of z bigger than equal 1.32 less than equal to 175. And then the third one is probability of z is bigger than negative 0.12 and less than 234. And one last one is probability of, oh, this was negative. I forgot to put the negative sign. So probability of negative 0.12. This is negative 2.01. Z bigger than that and less than negative 185. Okay, so we will use that formula, but we need also the table. Let me import the table here, and very nice. Okay, Maybe I can put this a little bit higher and a little bit corner such that I can have more space here. Okay, it's better even. Okay, I'll use this way. Okay, so the first one, always for any A and B, this is what we do. Probability of Z less than the upper one minus probability of Z less than the lower one. In this case, both A and B are positive numbers, so we can go ahead and find this from the table. So Z less than 2.9, 2.9 is here, but it means that the second decimal is 0, so let me just do it here. This is easy, I don't need to draw those lines. So this will give me 0.9981 minus Z less than 0.14, so it will be 0.1, so 0.1 is here, and then 0.04 is there. Again, this value is easy to see, it is there, and that gives me 0.5557. Okay, let's just subtract this. This will give me 4, then 5, 2, then 5 from 9 is 4, and that's 4. And that's the number. So the probability of Z being between 0.14 and 2.9 is 0.4424. Let's do one more example. So this is probability of, always remember, Z less than the bigger one minus probability of Z less than the smaller one. You can put equalities or not, doesn't matter. Then if both of them are positive, you can go ahead right away and then find it from the table. 1.7 is here, 0.5 is there. I need to draw this thing to make sure that I get the right numbers, and yes, I did. This is 90.9599 minus Z 1.3. This is this piece, and then 0.2, which is this piece, and then you do see that we get that number. This is 0.9066. Subtract, this is 3, 3, 5, and then 0. That's the probability we are looking for. Okay, this other one doesn't matter if it is negative or positive. This formula is true for all A and B. So this will be probability of Z less than 2.34 minus probability of Z less than the smaller one, which is negative 0.12. But when it comes to this point, well, I can find this from the table that's there. But how about this one? This is Z less than a negative number. I can always turn that to a positive number by symmetry. Oops, what did happen there? Here, the probability of, you remember symmetry, that Z less than a negative number is the same thing as Z bigger than the positive form of that number. And then this is Z bigger than something. Z bigger than something we can deal with by doing 1 minus that thing less than 0.12. Okay, let me take this a bit down here. Oops. Sure, that's good. And And here what we have now is, this is probability of, this is a number, I can find it from here. I can find 2.3, 2.3, and then 0.4, 0.4, so come down U, and then come down U. This is 0.9904 minus 1 minus probability of z less than 0.12, so 0.12 is 0.1, it's there already, and 0.02, and then this is the number we are looking for, 0.5478. Yes, and then we'll just add or subtract these things. So here you see that this is okay. I can do at this stage. I can multiply that minus inside. This will be -1 plus this. So we need to add these two. So it will be 2 4 plus 8 is 12, then I have 8, then I have 13, I have 14, then 15, and then this is 1 minus 1. This is 0.5382. And then let's do the last one, which is probability of z less than bigger one, doesn't matter if it is positive or negative, minus probability of z less than the smaller one. And then this is probability of, remember that if there's a negative number, you can flip and drop the negative sign. This is the symmetry we use, 2.1. But these are now z bigger than a positive number. Remember, z bigger than can be turned to probability of z less than, but we have to do 1 minus that. So this is 1 minus probability of z less than 2.01. And then you see this one cancels with that. Then we have basically probability of z less than 2.01 minus probability of, minus probability of z less than 1.85. Okay, now we have to use this, then find it from the table. 2.0, and then this 1, this is that 1. Okay, so we go from this to this, and then 9778. So this is 0.9778 minus 1.8, and 0.5. So this is the 0.5. So let me just go there, and that's the number we are looking for. Probability of 9678. Subtract this, goes that goes there. So this is 1, 0, 1, 0.01. Okay, so let me do one more example. I know this video is long enough, but let's just do one of those examples that finds k. So example, find k for which probability of minus k, z bigger than minus k and less than k is equal to 0.9632. Okay, well, let's deal with this thing without knowing what is k. This is, well, this is b, this is a, and right away this shows that k is positive such that this k is bigger than negative k. So that means that, okay, I can first of all do this minus probability of z less than the smaller value, and then probability of z less than k is the same thing as here. Look at this guy, probability of z less than minus k. I can drop the minus sign but flip the inequality, and then this gives me probability of z less than k minus this. I can turn it to z less than by probability of 1 minus probability of z less than k, and then you see this minus minus, there are two of them, then this is 2 probability of z less than k minus 1 is what we started, but this guy is supposed to be equal to 0.9632. Then let's just compute that 2 probability of z less than k is equal to 1.9632, and then from there probability of z less than k gives me, well, divided by 2, so it will be 0.98, and I would say 16. Yes, it sounds great. So now I have to go and find k for which this is the probability. 9816 is somewhere here. 9816, please. And Vivaldi is playing. Okay, I have used another table, so here I will go pick the small the closest number here, 9817, which has 2.09. So this gives me k equals to 2.09. Well, in the questions or problems you get, you won't get into this problem. The reason that I have that issue is that I have used another table in which I had 9816 for some value. Here now, well, we found the k. That's the k. Again, this was the last one. Last video in the series of 4 videos through which we learn how to deal with the table of the standard normal random variable. I'll do one more video to wrap up everything and tell you what are the steps you have to take, what is the order of the steps you have to take to complete this process.